Welcome back to the Generational Podcast. This is episode 45, and have you heard of Larry Sinclair?
Isn't he the guy that did a interview with Tucker recently?
Yes, he was on episode 22 of Tucker Carlson on X, as a matter of fact. And considering that Tucker isn't paid by X and he's doing this out of his own investigative journalism, right?
He gets paid, but I think it's like views per view or something.
Per view.
So yeah, he's doing some investigative journalism, but he's doing it from the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of question is why.
Right.
Why do you think he's doing it?
Well, I think he's doing it because he's slowly revealing what he couldn't really do in Fox, like interview people that he couldn't really interview during Fox because he was kind of restricted in his journalism and what he could put on Fox News and their platform. So, considering that he interviewed Larry Sinclair, who isn't really known, is really interesting. And to give some context, Larry Sinclair had intercourse with Obama. Allegedly. Yes, had intercourse with Obama. And considering that his story is pretty extensive, I have to say that we don't really know unless Obama gives back information, which would be maybe his phone, maybe emails, pictures, who knows. But until that kind of evidence comes out, then we don't really know.
You know, I have my speculations on the thing,
All right, let's hear it.
Well, have you ever heard of Operation Contra?
No.
Okay. Well, it was in, I believe, the 80s, and it was a lot of, the government was involved with cocaine and cocaine smuggling.
Okay.
I think Tucker is trying to start to connect the dots because there's been cocaine in the White House. I believe that he's going to expose a bunch of people in our government that have not only been trafficking children, but have also been trafficking cocaine. And a lot of the money that funds a lot of the things that have been going down in our country that have been destroying our country have been funded from those operations. And that's my speculation of it all.
And crack is heroin, right?
No. Crack is cocaine. It's just a cut version of cocaine. So it's like there's a song about it on how to make it that's back in the 90s. So it's baking soda and cocaine, and that's how they cut it. And I guess it's addictive, and it's like a quicker high, but a shorter amount of time, and it's really highly addictive. Cocaine has been considered a white man's drug.
Okay.
Right? That's what a lot of the people on the street used to call it, a white man's drug. So it's a rich white man's drug.
Well, considering that Larry Sinclair talked about crack.
Yeah.
Allegedly doing it with Obama.
With Obama.
So that raises questions about, what was your operation called again?
Well, Operation Contra.
Contra.
So that was back in the day, and it had to do with out of our country, and it had to do with smuggling cocaine. So big, and you can actually look it up. There was a trial about it, and a lot of things were exposed. I believe that this was just a better offshoot of that operation for everyone not to get caught. And now everyone's about to get caught. And I think a lot of the funding from the cocaine and the trafficking has gone back into certain parties and funded certain things and gone to certain people that own certain organizations. And they've been laundering money through those organizations. And I believe the FBI has known about it because the FBI has gotten money from them too. It's kind of like one of those things where, in my speculation, this is what I think, it's all connected. That you can't just arrest one person because everybody's chips fall. And then the money that you follow, it goes back around and it just gets recycled through our country. So they're bringing it across the border, it gets sold, that money gets refunneled through shell corporations that are with our government, and that gets reimbursed, and then it just keeps on going. But we're not the only country. This is the thing: is we're not the only country doing it. The biggest one right now, in my opinion, that's running all of it, right? And that's got like basically their finger on the pulse of pushing it all is the WHO and the what do you call them, blue helmets.
Okay.
So I think NATO and the WHO all share in with America with this, and this is part of our government. Now the thing is it's not the first time this has ever happened. It's happened in almost every country you can think of where, you know, it's always started with a bad intention, like some kind of like, you know, like gangster stuff going on. You know, there's books about it there's books about other countries that have had mafia related, Russia, all these other countries. China is really big with the triad. You have Japan with Yakuza. We have mafia here, right. But we have never talked about the people that haven't got caught, and that we have a big other side that has not been able to get caught ever because they run everything, but the money still cycled through. And the only thing that's going to stop it is a really honest person that's going to step up and actually arrest everybody. But I don't think that's ever going to happen because it's easier to sweep it under a rug and not arrest everybody all at once and just have a couple of people go as the fall guy and keep it running. Okay. You know, so I see it as a way of, it's being pushed through our government and through these world organizations into our government.
Okay.
And that's destroying our economy. It's destroying our country. It's also, they're setting up other moving parts to get tallies on how many people are in the country. They're trying to push more propaganda to lower the, it's a big game. The end game is hopefully, I won't be around to ever see it, but in the next 20 to 50 years, the end game is all of America's resources, all of America's land, all of America is taken over. And these world countries, the WHO, all these other ones, this is all just a front to knock us off as leader, because as soon as we get knocked off as leader, they'll start fighting for that next leadership amongst themselves, right? So they're dwindling our supplies, they're dwindling our morale. I mean, through everything, through news media, through social media. It's chipping away at us as Americans, of what we stand for freedom and the right to bear arms and the right to say what you want. It's just slowly chipping away at everything, and they're using technology and they're using everything to do it. I mean, it's a multi-functioning clock. Each one has a gear, and it's all moving to the end for America. Not the end of times, I don't believe, because everybody's saying it's the end of times. I think that's also propaganda.
Well,
because every year is the end of times, and they've been saying it since I've been your age. So.
I got this explanation from my pastor, and he told us that for the end of times, right? We're already in the end of times, and it's going to be the end of times for a long time, ever since the prophecy. So considering that the world's going to burn up at some point towards the sun, I mean...
Or you're just going to pass away, and it's going to be the end of your time.
Exactly.
So it's just... For me, I'm looking at all these things, and it's disgusting, amazingly disgusting. At that. That's the way I can describe it. It's hard for me to put words to describing what's been going on. Amazingly disgusting. I'm in awe at the fact that they can pull it off, but it's disgusting also because, I mean, good people haven't been able to stop them because money, and that's kind of how the world works. I mean,
well, adding to that, Operation Contra, right? If it was done to us, wouldn't it lower our property values and allow other countries to buy up our land?
Yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm saying. It's slowly to come in and take over our resources. This is the plan. I'm glad you're kind of explaining it out, because I've already talked to you about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's a way to come in and take the land, to demoralize the people, make us all work for their company, you know, underneath their rule, and... basically to treat us all like children. You know, I got out of the military because I didn't like the fact that I had to be told what time I had to go. I had a curfew. and then I couldn't, well, they didn't regulate my money, but they would take away my money. It seems like that is not the way that I want to be in a country. Like, I'm sorry, I'm an adult. I don't need mommy and dad, digital mommy and daddy to call somebody because I jaywalked.
Well, that's China right now. So.
I know, and it's and they're not doing very good.
No, not at all after the floods.
I don't care about the floods. They're moral for their people. Like the only people that is doing anything are the soldiers, and the only reason why the soldiers are fighting is because if they don't fight, then their family's gonna get destroyed probably.
Most likely, yeah.
So it's like either fight or we go kill mom and dad. Oh, I love China. Right? Like,
well, no. I couldn't believe that Adesanya lost for UFC 293.
Oh, you switched it up. Don't lie. You're such a. Do you see this? This kid called it. He sat there and said, he said he thinks Strickland's gonna win, and I was like, oh.
Honestly, I did.
I had preconceived notions of Strickland ahead of time, just because I saw like a training thing, but like that training partner did like a quick submission to him and hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a fight coming up, so I understood that. It was hard for me to see that, but you have to train with people that are going to care about you before a fight.
If you really want good commentary, I consider watching Mighty Mouse when it comes to the explanation of what happened during the fight. But
I think Mighty Mouse is the greatest fighter that we have right now, honestly. And I'm not just saying that because we both trained pancreas. I think he's one of the absolute best out there, period.
Okay.
Hands down. So yeah, if you get a chance to watch his commentary, it's pretty cool because he's really knowledgeable. He's really knowledgeable. Really knowledgeable guy. Really smart guy. So, yeah. And then, there were so many different things that were going on recently. You had $2.6 million offer that Joe Rogan made to one of the vaccine people to come on to his show and debate over the vaccines, not just the corona vaccine, but any vaccine. And Mark Cuban chimed in and told Joe Rogan that he's a demon or something, or he's evil because he's pulling this out. Well, Mark Cuban, who's that fat guy, dude? Who's man titties over there? Dude, you're rich, bro. Lose your tits. I mean, you're calling out Joe Rogan dude, that guy is fit as a fiddle.
And why would you call out a fighter?
Yeah, and then on top of it, it just seems like your racism's kind of showing if you're pushing the vaccine at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Class racism, as a matter.
Class racism for sure, because kill them all and buy up the property, and then let's put some slaves in there to work for my companies.
Right.
That's how that works. It's like these people look at us like we're just commodity now, and that's
really unfair.
It's not fair. It's sad.
Yeah.
That's the reality of their world. That's what they think,
mm-hmm.
and they haven't had a commodity bust them in the ass, right?
Right. They haven't had a punch in the face.
I'm not, but they had their ass busted. I mean, I gotta take it. I gotta say that I bet that since rich people have started training martial arts, especially jiu-jitsu, it's probably humbled them, made them realize maybe they're not to be such bad people to others. I don't know. Maybe things change.
It comes back to an earlier point in the past few podcasts where we talked about how you're not supposed to mess with strangers because you're not too sure what that stranger could do. Mm. So that was a big point in our story. But don't be scared, right? Don't be scared to put your voice out there. But understand
you gotta sing it. The Richmond, North of Richmond. We didn't even talk about him at all either.
No. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's fine. Anthony, forget his name.
Oliver.
Anthony Oliver, yeah. Really interesting guy. I would say that his podcast with Joe Rogan was awesome. And he got to explain himself and how he didn't want to work with bigger companies because he just wanted to stay in the woods.
Well, now that we're kind of spin off of that, what's crazy about all of this, right? And I'm just going to point it out. Mm-hmm. That around the time that Oliver Anthony is blowing up with his own independent stuff, we hear about Zach Bryan being arrested.
Wait, how many times did he get arrested?
Twice.
Okay.
In the last three days. Right?
Yeah.
Well, first I guess it was, first of all, he got an award for the police or whatever, and then the next day he got pulled over for driving 5 miles over the limit, and then 2 days after that, his bodyguard got pulled over, and that was just yesterday. His bodyguard got pulled over, and he jumped out and asked his bodyguard what was taking so long, and then the police officer was like, "Get back in your car. You're not supposed to, get involved with my investigation."
Right.
He goes, "If you don't get back in your car, I'll arrest you." And he goes, "Just arrest me then." So then the cop arrested him.
Wait, did he read him his Miranda rights?
No, not right away. So that's probably the get out of jail free card.
Definitely.
So here's what I know.
Okay.
Here's from a PR perspective.
Okay. Yeah.
If I have you, A, already known singer,
Okay.
and I have Yoda the Yodeler here, B, brand new singer. B singer is independent, will not take money, and is taking all of the views and the limelight, and everybody singing his song, and he's just such a good fellow, and he's not letting anybody take over his music at all, because he's just Yoda the Yodeler, right? And then we have A over here, Owen, outspoken Owen here, been singing his songs, right? Signed with his labels, got his security guards, got everything, is now not getting any of the spotlight.
Oh.
What do we do? Well, we got this thing in the PR world that good publicity or bad publicity is still publicity.
Okay, it's still publicity.
So what I believe is this is just a publicity stunt. Because even though it was live, we all know it's going to be live. It's really easy to do these things, and getting arrested for. And the thing is like the officer, the arresting sheriff,
Wait,
like,
just like Trump, right? When he got arrested and his mugshot got up.
it
that
could be. It could
publicity
be
is
this,
still publicity.
It could still be the same thing. You're see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
You're now starting to relate. I didn't have to tell you Trump, did I?
No.
So so like the thing is we're seeing these things, and I don't believe that they're genuine. I think it's just to kind of take away from Oliver Anthony music that's going on, because he's going to take in all the spotlight. So it's a PR move by Zach Bryan's PR team, which is a good move by all means. It's a great move. But it's
I like
the
how
real
you
ones
explained it.
the real ones to get in trouble. The real ones to get in trouble, right? We're talking the ones that get in trouble, and I don't want to get beat up. They get in car accidents, drunk driving and stuff like this, end up running from the cops, maybe. Those are real crimes that are committed by people that are actually doing things that are bad, not these light PR things that are happening. These are just like, especially since you got an award 3 days prior from the police, dude, and then all of a sudden it's like this. It's just too many easy. It's too easy, man.
Okay.
I'm just
All
saying.
right.
That's just my
good.
perspective. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just, I'm me, but that's how that works. I know I kind of threw that at you. You weren't expecting that at all, were you?
But it was good. I was saying
I gotta keep it real,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then spinning off into music, we had pop music. So I've been really kind of looking at the music recently and researching, because it just seems interesting, and music always soothes me, but it can also hype me up, right? And I know that there's certain vibrations in music, and there's certain messages in music now. I'm starting to learn that, and like beats and rhythms, and people kind of just, because even in a tribe you have the beats and the rhythms and stuff like that.
Everything goes by the heartbeat.
Right? And I'm learning all this. It's super interesting.
Yes.
So then, what I'm starting to realize is that these types of music put me in a frame of mind that could be either beneficial for my life, or it can actually put me in a negative, bad mood. Or it could get me thinking in a negative way. And I never really realized that, because I was the guy that was like, I listen to everything. Give me NWA, give me, Pac, give me Biggie, give me a Slayer, give me Led Zeppelin, give me Journey, give me Doors, give me Merle Haggard, give me, Johnny Cash, give me Sandstorm with all the rave stuff. And I would be this guy, right? Because I love music. And I literally lived, when I think about it, and I listened to the music that I was listening to, I lived that lifestyle of the music that I listened to. I'm 43 years old. I'm looking back at it. I have my hip hop style, I have my country style, I have my rocker style. I went through these phases, and everybody's like, oh, it's just phases. No, it was the music.
Right.
The music influenced me in a way to make me want to be like people.
And you gotta be careful. I noticed that music does that to you, especially when it comes to martial arts and working out. Because when you don't have music when you work out, it's different from when you have music and work out.
Yes.
So in the same way, when you have music and perform, when you don't have music and perform, they're two different performances. Because you're in a rhythm, and that rhythm describes who you are and what you're gonna do.
Kind of like, when you go into roll at a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu place, and it's always Red Hot Chili Peppers. Always red. Always. I don't even know. I'd rather just not have any music.
Right. So that's something to think off of that I remember from Carry the Boats.
Who's going to carry the boats? Right? So that's why my music has shifted. So I've gotten into like more of a folk style music. And I've listened to, or I don't listen to anything at all anymore, because I've got this focus that I need to have about me. And I feel like when I start to listen to music, or I start to watch some negative stuff on TV, then it takes away from the focus that I need to accomplish the goals that I have.
Okay, yeah.
I think a lot of these are distractions everywhere, A lot of them. I think that's our main thing, is that we get sidetracked away from life with all these amazing, beautiful technological distractions. And I am one of the worst at it. I don't know about you, but
Well, I started regulating.
So I need to regulate a little bit more, I think.
Well, do you have anything else to talk about?
I don't know. Do you have anything else to talk about there, buddy?
No, not at all.
I mean,
I know this thing is about to die soon.
Is it? It's gonna
It's about to.
Yeah, I think yeah, I do want to talk about something else.
Sure, go ahead.
You said you wanted to. Oh yeah, I think one of the things we wanted to talk about was the fact that there are many forms of generations, right?
Yes, they are definitely.
And like we have our generation here, but do you know of any other generations, Owen?
Well, I know about this generation, which
is Victory
seeds.
Gardens. This is generations of seeds. Because if you think about it, when you have a seed, we'll open these up. It's beautiful. Beautiful seeds here. Well, those are my bamboo seeds. Look at. From Victory Gardens. They are not our sponsor, but this came today and I ordered them. And this one is 25 types and varieties of E-Pack. Victory Gardens shop. And each one of them, if you open it up, go ahead and open it up.
Sure.
Pull one out.
I'll pull two out. Here's one for you.
They have a label. And I got
beets.
I've got peppers, cayenne pepper.
Ooh, cayenne.
Long red and thin ones. So what it does is this is a seed bank. They're non-GMO seeds. They're non-GMO seeds, 100% non-GMO and non-hybrid. So these are generational seeds that have been not messed up by any of the chemicals or any of the stuff that our predecessors have done to the foods before them. And I, of course, we aren't sponsored by Victory
No,
Gardens.
not at all.
But the fact is that this is generational and it's awesome. Look, I got like a little ammo box of seeds. It's coming at me. I can't wait. I got 8-foot beds over there I ordered. We're gonna put our garden down finally, and
it's taking forever.
I'm so excited. You know, my wife actually is. I think we're gonna have her on 46.
Yes.
Since she's, you know,
under the weather recently.
Yeah, she's pregnant, so it's hard on pregnant ladies. So, but anyway, Victory Gardens, check them out. They're awesome. The box is awesome. I can't wait to get the seeds planted. You know, hopefully we'll have some videos of our garden or something. Victory Gardens, if you guys know Victory Gardens, send it to them. Hey, we love your product. We can't wait to start eating. And, you know, thank you very much.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And our email will be down below. And we hope to see you on the next episode. This was Generational Podcast episode 45. And we'll see you on the next one.
4,
Peace.
5.